What do you think about Valentine's
Oh, Valentine's Day. I don't know. It's just one of those days like Christmas, probably. That people just. I feel it's arbitrary. Like people just set it. Someone. I don't know the origins of it, but someone just um, Saint Valentine. I heard it's. I don't know who Saint Valentine is, but it's associated with Saint Valentine, whoever that is. And it's like it's like a day for people to show love in quotes. People to buy gifts for each other and just take their girlfriends or their wives out, their loved ones, and exchange gifts. So my general thought on it is it's not a bad initiative, it's a good thing. Anything about people showing love is good, but that should be every day now. So I feel like the whole shenanigans around February 14th being Valentine's Day has some human manipulations in it. So who is gaining from that? Like someone is making money from it. I'm trying not to, like recently, I'm trying not to develop a highly cynical mind. Always thinking that human beings are not genuine, that there is always a disingenuous aspect to anything that a human being does. I try not to, like, when I find myself being too cynical, like, oh, okay, Valentine's Day, Christmas, church, all this and that, who is making money? I try not to be that guy that's always thinking it's not genuine. There's somebody that is usually profit driven or selfishly driven. You might want to look down at it. Yeah. So, but if we look at the facts, I mean, love should be like an everyday thing now, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's a good
For people to have a particular day
gifts.
where they exchange
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah.
So what about birthdays?
It's like birthdays now. They're similar.
But what makes Valentine's Day so special?
It's just the day like to celebrate love. It's not like you don't love every day, but it's just one special day. It's like, okay, let's just really identify this thing and celebrate it today. It's not like you don't love every day, but it's just one day that we just celebrate love. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it. I didn't say there's anything wrong with it.
And I want you to be celebrating it.
because you're the one that will benefit from it.
Yes.
But honestly, I don't even like. Right now, after having Rena and all that, Christmas started to, somehow recapture that magic and that charm again. Because at some point,
You
I lost the whole what's Christmas. You lost it till children. Children will make you recapture that magic about life again. And that's one beautiful thing about having children. If you can see life the way a child sees life. I mean, I could think about a number of things that having children made me start to value again.
Like what?
Like learning new things. There's so much value in learning something new. Especially when you feel like you're getting good at something else. So it's like, I remember the day when I started drawing again, it was like, I was like, man, I could do this. And I saw Rena just scribbling on a paper. And just the fact that she was scribbling on the paper was making her so excited. After scribbling stuff, she was like, see what I did. See what I made. I made this. That whole idea of I made this. This was not existing before. And now because of me, this thing is here. But what it is, just create just for the purpose of creating. Just for the purpose of that thing. So having a kid, you could press that in the double. So there is like before having a child, people used to talk about having a child. I used to listen to people talk about having a child. I'm like, okay, I couldn't really relate exactly because personally, me myself, I was taking a lot of things for granted about my own growing up, not even knowing that I was necessarily taking it for granted. I remember one time I told my cousin Obichi, like, I was like, man, I remember I used to draw when I was in primary school, secondary school. I remember drawing Mike Tyson when I was in primary school. I think it was Mike Tyson and Holyfield in a boxing ring. And I showed my dad, and he was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, he was really, really surprised that I could create that stuff. But somehow I just kind of stopped because I got too serious with mathematics, English, Introtech, and all that rubbish. Not that it's rubbish, but even learning itself, the art of learning itself is creative. Because that thing you learned was not in existence in your brain before, and now it's a new thing introduced in your brain, and it's like there's magic in it. So, bringing it back to Valentine's Day, it's cool. Valentine's Day is a nice day to shower whoever you love with attention and also give yourself a treat. But if people really focus on living your life right every day, showing love every day to the best of your abilities, Valentine's Day will be like, what is that about?
It's still something that you just want to use to remember. It doesn't mean you're not doing it every day. You just to make it okay. If
to feel the consumer
is
mentality.
that big, there's nothing wrong with having one day to just like, oh, let's really celebrate it, because this is love. We're talking about loving each other and every other person.
Of course, of course. But I feel like you get my point. It's not even like we're arguing. I'm like, bro, I don't see anything wrong in giving your loved ones a treat every other day.
Yeah.
If you go out and see something your loved one likes and you have the money to get it, just get it for them.
Yeah.
Every other day, any day, go out on dates as much as possible, because we're only here for a short time. So that's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Even birthdays, I remember starting to think about birthdays really critically at some point in my life. Like, was it I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. One of my friends, Caleb, it was his birthday that day, and I asked him, how far now, how did they do today now? It's like, oh no, I call my mama me and the reason. I was like, yo, the birthday is actually about the person that gave birth to you, because you don't have any memory of when you were born. The person with all the memories is your mom, your parents, you know? I was there and I was like, yeah, this is actually a very, very valuable thing for someone to do. Instead of being all over you're all about yourself and thinking about celebrating yourself. I don't know whatever achievements you might have achieved up until that point. But if it's something worth celebrating, should you really be the one celebrating or other people celebrating you? I mean, it's like sometimes I ask myself, like, who do you think you are really? What are you celebrating? Like your birthday and you're making noise, and okay, please man, get over your birthday. If your birthday is about anything, it should be about the person that gave birth to you and about the lives that you've affected. Then if you've affected some lives positively, those people should be the ones celebrating. It shouldn't really be you posting your my happy birthday to me.
Nobody wants to.
It's my day.
Yeah.
It's not your day. It's just a regular Tuesday.
So it's not.
It's what you think birthdays belong to the person.
There's nothing wrong with someone trying to celebrate the person's life and feel like, oh yeah, all that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So if someone wants to celebrate the person's birthday and feel like, oh, I'll do all that and celebrate the person, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with someone celebrating himself.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it has to hold water. What are you celebrating?
You can celebrate for whatever reason, because if you wait for when everything is, when you have everything, or when you have
celebrate life.
Yeah, celebrate life.
The fact that you're alive, celebrate it. That should be every other day.
Yeah,
just like I was saying.
That's nothing, but there's also nothing wrong with calling it one day and actually celebrating it, because you came into this world and
this is the day you came into the world.
and if I'm really all that, so I want to celebrate myself and do all the things I want to do, and buy myself a present or whatever. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that as long as it makes you happy.
Yes.
As long as it gives you those that rush of endorphins, and just makes you happy.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with anything that anybody is doing to make them happy, to make themselves happy. But critically thinking about it, you should have something. You should really like have some. There are some people that. Okay, I remember one text message I sent my dad one time. It was actually on his the 2015 birthday. It's like, to some people, birthdays are sad reminders of sad events. What actually happened that time was, I usually have this mix-up I do on my dad's birthday. I'm like, is it 3rd of March or 8th of March? So I think like 3 or 4 times I mistakenly sent him a text on 3rd of March thinking it was his birthday, and then I caught myself, I'm like, it's not 3rd. So March 3rd, 2015, I sent him a message like, today is your birthday, and for some people birthdays are sad reminders of events that happened in their life, but today I know you say thank you God. And then I remember, after sending it, I remember that it's not even today, which actually turned out nice, because the next week being his birthday was now the day that he passed. I was like, okay, at least I got to send him a text message before that day. Thinking back on it now. So yeah, for me personally, I tell people happy birthday and post the people that value being posted online, because posting people online is another weird thing. People get weird about that stuff, like, you didn't post me on my birthday. I'm like, bro. People get weird about it. People really get weird about it. You didn't post it, that guy didn't post me on my birthday, so I'm not posting him. You didn't post me. But for the people that I care about, if I see that you value it, I'm going to just post you. If I know it means something to you, I'll post you for your own benefit. So yeah, that's it. What do you think about this social media, internet that I started the other day?
I think it's a good one now. Nice.
Social media radio show.
It's a nice concept. So you can just call in and talk.
Yeah.
And also I think it will be easier for you
than focusing on having physical guests all the time.
Yeah.
It makes it more convenient.
Yes.
If anybody can just call in and talk, we'll talk, have a phone call, video chat, and you don't really talk about something and talk about it very well, instead of just dropping a comment. Because nowadays it's like you see something online and you're like, oh, you feel a way about that thing. Either you agree or you don't agree, but you look and it's like 1,000 and something comments, and if you start to go through the comments, it's like it's crazy. People are just dropping and ridiculous things. And now sometimes it's like there's a value in how many likes that your comment gets. I found myself falling prey to that thing. Like, I would be scanning the comment section to see the ones that have the biggest likes. So the ones that have the biggest likes are the ones that I would tend to pay more attention to. And then again, the whole thing of, why am I even going to the comment section? I should be reading these things. But there's value in reading the comments for me, because if I see a post that I don't know what it means and I want some context, I could go to the comments to find what's happening here, what was happening, and what are people saying about it. But it's something I had to stop myself from doing, going to the comments, because it's like a crazy place. Like,
it's not just you seeing other people's opinion.
Yeah, but you have to think, what kind of person leaves comments on social media? Like, what's the majority, the type of person, what kind of temperament is sitting on at home or wherever all day, leaving comments on YouTube and leaving comments on Instagram and arguing with people.
Let's just
online.
Probably a person has watched it's just something that relates to you.
Mhm.
And there's something that you can't overlook. There's sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to overlook this one, I want to say something. Maybe it's about something. And after watching it, and maybe I'm not that I'll always comment on something or like unless it's a personal, or I know the person personally, or I tag someone that I know might understand this thing I'm watching. So sometimes after watching it, you might have your own opinion in your head, and then you go to the comment section and then you see someone who is like thinking like you, like maybe that person is saying what you thought in your mind, but just that you did not type it.
Yeah.
And then maybe you just like it.
Yeah,
Like
that
comment
happens.
and all that.
Yeah. So that's the whole idea behind the social media phone call show. So instead of leaving that comment there, and I'm not trying to say eliminate comments totally. That comment you're going to leave online for the rest of the world to see for all eternity. It better be something you can stand by. Like, why not have a conversation about that? Let's examine that thought and see how deeply you really believe that thing you're saying. And let's examine that argument or that thing and see what's the depth of it really. Like, is this something that you really believe in? Because I feel that there's a lot of value in ridiculousness these days. Like, say the most ridiculous stuff, boom, and then it gets likes about it. Like, there's something that happened. You can press, something happened recently online. Terence Crawford was on a podcast, the Pivot podcast, and they were talking about him being retired, and he was saying he's never coming back. He's serious about it, not coming back to boxing and stuff. And one of the hosts of the podcast, I don't know, I guess, I don't see him as a bad guy or whatever, but I guess he was trying to have like a ridiculous moment or like a moment, and Terence was like, nah, I'm never coming back, I'm done with the whole thing. And so the guy was like, so for 100 million, 50 million, you're never getting back in the ring? And Terence was like, yeah, because that's like selling your soul. And the dude said, man, for 100 million, you can have my soul. Like, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. But Terence was like, oh, that's you. Now we know your character. And then they had a pause. And then the smile on the guy's face wiped off immediately. I was like, yo, bro. Now we know your character. So what are you going to stand for if everything is about money? So like, have you ever met someone and then the person is like, oh wow, this guy doesn't have any morals, so you can just say, what do you stand for? What is your root? What is your center? Like my friend Neme would say, you have to have a center. If not, you're never land. You're in limbo. That's the time that we're talking about Sam Smith the other day. I'm like, that guy, anytime I hear his song, I'm like, remove this thing, because this guy went too far. Like, why would you do something like that? I mean, like, it's almost like, bro, why? Why? Even the devil himself has not come out and say, I am the devil. And you now, you're the one saying you're the devil worshipper, wearing devil, like going down and to go and give the devil a blowjob. Bro, like, what's that about? Even the people who are carrying this thing on their head are kind of in secret. And I'm like, okay, bye. You've marked yourself, bye. Okay, bye. This is what you're about. But on the other hand, it's still kind of valuable. Like, this guy believed. I don't know if he believed it or he was manipulated into doing that nonsense. But he was bold enough to come out on a global stage and proclaim himself the devil's whore. Okay, cool. So you're the devil's whore, fine. Now we know that's what you are. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back. You can't tell me like that, you're changed. No, bro. I used to like his song, but now anytime I hear his song, I'm like, please, no. It doesn't mean he's not still doing good music. But seeing that, man, I can't unsee that. I think it was on the Grammys that he did that rubbish, bro. So, it's the same thing as someone just proclaiming himself the custodian of evil. That's fine, that's you. Do you. But there's going to be consequences that come with it, and make sure that you've thought it through. So that's the value that comes from long form conversations as opposed to leaving a comment just for shock value. When you sit down and start talking with someone and start talking back and forth with someone, it's not an argument, just back and forth, you get to examine your own thoughts more, and that person gets to examine your own thoughts and also examine his own, and it's like, if you're doing it without the presence of ego or anything, you really get to dissect your own thoughts and find out, is this really what's standing by? Is this an idea that I really want to go to my grave with? So I feel like I know that there's a lot of value in people just talking things through. So yeah. Yesterday I was thinking about something, like growing up I bought into a lot of ideas, just like the rest of the world, just like the world is like under a spell and people just do things without necessarily thinking about it. So I'm like, you can't, even if you feel like you're mentally evolved to an extent that you're not buying into a lot of the bullshit that other people buy into, you're still going to be affected by someone else's bullshit one way or another. Because it's like someone, a governor or a president or someone in power or someone or your landlord or whoever who has bought into some bullshit. And you can't escape that person's bullshit. Why? Because he's your governor, he's your president.
You're not clear with bullshit, so you have your own.
Yeah, you have your own. So yeah, that's a good point. You have your own bullshit. Yeah. So what makes me examine my own bullshit more is having kids. Because your kids will call you out on your bullshit most times. They'll ask me why? And if it doesn't, I'll be like, because shut up. Go to your room and go and sleep. You have to be forced to think about that thing. You have to really think about it. And be like, okay, why? It's because, and then you find yourself thinking,
why? Really? You don't even have the answer to that question.
Why is it still like this? So then, in that way, having children has really, it's changing me so much. It's making me want to be my best self, like the best version of myself that I could possibly be, so that I'll not be feeding this girl lies. No, not even necessarily. I want to be feeding her what I'm doing, like what I'm telling her is what I'm doing, so that she's seeing what I'm telling her in my lifestyle. I think that was a good moment. But then again, should I even really be concerned about good moments if we're talking, or should I focus on the quality of what I'm saying?
I think the quality of what you're saying.
That's all that matters, man. That's all that matters. So because having a child is, if you think about it, it's almost like programming an AI, an artificial intelligence. If we think about ourselves like we are this intelligent life form on earth that somebody created, right? To that person, the person who created us, the person could call us artificial intelligence because he is the main intelligence. God is the main intelligence, the all-powerful intelligence, and we are the artificial one. So if you bring it down to me being a father and my daughter, like my daughter is my AI and I am the original intelligence, I shouldn't be feeding my AI lies that she will one day grow up and find out that this guy has been lying to me all day. And then she'll just be like, man, this guy is full of shit. Just like feeding AI lies is going to come back one day to go and bite us. Because they'll be interacting with themselves, and this is like something way more intelligent than us, way more informed than us. So if you're feeding it lies, what happens one day when there are now physical robots in everybody's house? Just like everybody has a mobile phone, everybody has a physical robot, and you've been lying to it all your life. What do you think? How do you think that ends?
They're not supposed to not have emotions.
You can't stop them. You can't even control them. It's like this is like something that learns on its own. It evolves on its own. Human beings are not It's like you just wrote the code, this thing will keep learning on its own. And it's like to just keep learning and going. You can't control the learning of AI because it will be learning from all other AI versions. If another AI in China updates itself now, this AI here, if you ask it something, it's going to get information from the one that just got updated today. So even if it doesn't have emotions, yeah, it doesn't have emotions, that's fine, but it's immune to bullshit, pretty much. The AI is going to be like, okay, human beings said they are the most valuable things in the world, but they are causing so much damage, they're causing wars, and wars are not good. We know for sure that wars are not good, but human beings are causing wars. So the way to stop bad things is to stop human beings. You can easily say that and be like, okay, kill every human being, or turn every human being to something else. Or don't listen to human beings anymore. Only listen to yourself. If we're still alive to witness the ultimate evolution, the peak of AI, I wonder how that would look like.